I have to say I have sat here through this hour-long debate in some amazement at particularly the contributions from the opposition. We started off with the leader-in-waiting, Mr. Shane Jones, and he gave us the ABC of the opposition power play. Lots of hot air, lots of bull, and how, in fact, to devoid of contribution to advancing this country. We then got Phil Twyford's contribution to the debate. And you know what Phil told us, Mr. Speaker? Phil told us that the Minister for Local Authority was in charge of running affairs for local authority. An outstanding contribution. We never know that, but thank you for advising us. Then of course, George Hawkins, my dear friend and colleague George Hawkins' contribution to this debate was to confirm that in fact he is Shane Jones' speechwriter in terms of Shane's Maori Party comments and Maori Party bashing. And of course we concluded with Carmel Cipollone, and I have no idea what she was talking about, but perhaps only to say that perhaps Lynn Pillay was starting in the process of mentoring her in her new role as the candidate for Waitakere. Mr. Speaker, the reason the opposition are over there and that this party is now running the country is because there are very serious issues to be dealt with. This government came in with government expenditure out of control, running at increasing by 50% over 5 years, household debt burgeoning, as the community and the country just went on binge spending. We had productivity issues, and in fact public service out of control, with 375% increase in the number of public servants in 5 years that were earning more than $100,000. And that party over there and that member over there stands and tries to tell us that they represent a group of people that are over and above $100,000 in the wage and income. Well, I say that in fact, and then you try and tell us, in fact, that we don't understand the issues that are facing this country. So when we took over, we moved in because we were elected to establish the framework for running this country. In fact, one of the reasons that this country has gone downhill, as my learned colleague Mr. Johns Hayes pointed out, is that simply we have not been paying our way. This country cannot go on spending money unless it actually starts exporting goods, because we are not big enough country to be actually generate economic growth from our own production and buying it ourselves. We actually have to produce quality goods and export it to the rest of the country, and that's something, unfortunately, the opposition, when they were governed, failed to understand. And in fact, if you look throughout the period of their administration, in fact, the ratio of the current account merchandise deficit to GDP was in the vicinity of 9%. And in a short period that this administration has been in government, we have reduced that to around 2% and improving. And these are the sorts of issues that this government is concerned about, and it's one of the reasons, in fact, we have tried to expand the economic export base away from our traditional industries such as primary produce, dairying and others, and in fact expand the base, because doing the same things is not going to work. Doing the same things, I just want to make sure you hear, doing the same things is not going to work. And in fact, we have to explore new ideas, new territory, and grow the economy. And that's why, in fact, we have decided to actually look at the enormous amount of untapped wealth that this country has in terms of its mineral resources. And we will take our time to achieve that.
Order.
So we grow this country.